I created this employee payslip calculator to make it easy for anyone to be able to generate a payslip which they can give to their employee. And all that you need to do is you need to come here and you need to enter the company name. So for example, we would say the Mbuzi family. Okay, we would say the Mbuzi family. And who are they paying? They are paying Thomas Chanda. Okay, they are paying Thomas Chanda. In which department is Thomas Chanda? Would say operations. Okay, would say operations department. And what is his job? Okay, his job, let's say he is the projects officer. And which period are you paying him for? For the month of October. So we'll just select this month. Okay, his basic pay, let's assume his basic pay is 10,000 kwacha. His basic pay is 10,000 kwacha. Then there is lunch allowance, which by law is 180 kwacha per month, where lunch is not provided. This, an organization can increase if you wish. So let's assume that this organization, the Mbuzis, they provide lunch allowance for 200 kwacha. Now this highlights because it shows that you're paying above the statutory requirement, which is fine. The housing allowance is calculated at 30% of the basic pay. So this is already preset. However, a business is free. An organization is free, if it so wishes, to increase the housing allowance to whatever it so wishes. For now, we'll leave it at the calculated 30%, which is 3,000 kwacha. So let's go back to lunch and just put it at 180, which is what is the statutory lunch allowance. So lunch allowance 180. I just wanted to show you that you can actually change it. You can put 250 if you want, or if you want, you can put 150. Okay, you can reduce it. You can reduce it, or you can increase it. You can reduce it, or you can increase it. So in this case, we'll just leave it at the default 180. Housing allowance. Then there's transport allowance, which is 200 kwacha per month. Then you can add other allowances. So for example, you can say entertainment allowance. Okay, the entertainment allowance in this particular case, let's say spelling for allowance 1,500 per month. Okay, and indeed you can add more and more allowances as may be needed. Let me just remove these in case you want to add any other allowance. For example, talk time allowance. Let's just add talk time allowance here, value of 650. Okay, then deductions. We are deducting transport money. We are deducting transport money that was provided but was not receipted for. So let's say it was 250. We're going to deduct that. So after you do this, there's the payslip generated right over here. The payslip is generated right over here. It shows you the basic pay, which is 10,000 kwacha, housing allowance 3,000, lunch allowance 180, transport, there it is. The entertainment allowance is also indicated here, and the talk time allowance is indicated. The pay as you earn is calculated and deducted. NAPSA also, which is 5%, like you already know, NAPSA also 5% is calculated, and NEMA, which is 1% of the basic pay, is calculated. The transport amount that we deducted is also included there, and then the pay slip shows that the gross pay for this particular person is going to be 15,530. The total deductions is indicated, and the net pay, this is how much they're going to go home with, is indicated right over here. What can be done at this point? One can print or save the payslip or download the payslip. Let's see how a print of this payslip is going to look. Here is how a print of the payslip is going to look. The Mbuzi family, it shows the payslip being for October 2025. The name is given, the department, and the job title, and exactly what we saw is here. So what you could do then is you can print this or email it, and it is that easy. In the event that, for example, in the event that you have got more than one person, let's assume maybe you have got 5 or 10 people whom you want to have their payslip printed. This particular calculator can allow you to do that. You can do that using an Excel file. You can upload an Excel file, and the payslips are going to be generated. So let me show you how the Excel file must be formatted. Here is the Excel file. You must have a heading which is the company, employee, department, job title, basic pay, all this information as indicated right over here. So you're going to indicate the name of the company here, the Mbuzis, okay? The Mbuzi family. You could even indicate different names. For example, here would say Chongwe Goat Company, then here Lwapula Fish. Then different employees may have different names. Here it's John, here it's Jen, here it's Peter, different departments, accounts. So you can put different departments, different titles. They have different basic pays you put there. The housing allowance, 30% is the legal amount, 30%. Then lunch allowance, you can put 180 as the default. If you want, you can increase it. Transport allowance, again, if you want, you can increase. Other allowances, you can indicate these allowances here. Loan deduction, in case there's any deduction, can be indicated. Union fees, if you want, if there's union fees, you can put this here, okay? Insurance, in case there's any insurance. If there's none, you can just put 00. And then at the end here, there is the period for which you're paying. The period for which you're paying. In this case, it's 9th month of 2025, okay? Just as an example. So this particular spreadsheet is what you would upload onto the calculator. So let me minimize this. Come right over here, and I will choose to the location where that particular file is. Here it is, okay? And I'm going to open it, all right? Once that happens, the pay slips are automatically generated and they open, as you can see right over here. Chongwe Goat Company, name Jen, HR department. Here is the pay slip, okay? And here's the pay slip for Mwape, a different person, and here's the pay slip for John. All of them are generated at the same time in PDF. That's simple. And this, my dear friends, is how this employee payslip calculator works. I'm so happy to have worked on this, and I'm happy that some people have already started making use of this particular calculator. If you have any suggestions that you'd like to make, any comments to report an error, please do get in touch with me. You can send an email to contactcaptain37@gmail.com. I will be happy to take note of what it is that you communicate and to see how best this can be improved further. Thank you once more, and goodbye.